Okay, we are doing day 4 of Why the Sea is Salty. Let me share my screen here. Okay, we are still looking at active listening. So think for a minute about what that looks like and sounds like. Remember, it looks like you're paying attention to the person who's talking by looking at them. Your body is still and your voice is quiet. Our reading skill is still theme. We are working on synonyms and we're going to be writing a book review. All right, we're going to go over our words. So you should still have that sheet. And if you're just doing this by watching the video, you need to go ahead and fill in row 4. Plus means you know it, and question mark means you're still working on it. Let's see. So we have the word kind. Kind just means nice. Like that person was very kind to me. Then we have the word rich. Rich means having a lot of money. Like the king was very rich. Tiny means very small. I saw a tiny mouse. Leave. Leave means to go away. Like I leave at the end of the day. Bits. Bits means small pieces. Like I had tiny bits of cheese on my salad. Answered. Answered means to give a reply. Like you answered the question correctly. Bought. Bought means paid money for something. Like I bought a new purse. Gifts. Gifts means presents. Like I get gifts for my friends. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read page 19 aloud. We've already read this, or it should say 19. Fixing that now. You should have already read this, so let me go here, share my screen. Here we go. So in this part, the shepherd gasps, "We don't have hams like that in this part of England. If you sell your ham to the people in the castle, they'll make you rich. But here's my advice. No matter how much money they offer you, don't take it. Instead, ask for a little hand mill. Ask for a little hand mill behind the door. It's worth more than all the gold in the world." Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let me go back. Here we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to summarize our graphic organizer so far, and then we're going to add our second event to our story map, which has happened in the next set of pages. So let me stop sharing for a second so we can look at our organizer. It's upside down. All right, so far on our organizer, we have Why the Sea is Salty for our title. Our characters are the poor farmer, the rich brother, the poor farmer's wife. We said, where is England, and when was a long time ago. And then our problem is the poor farmer asks his rich brother for food. His brother gives him a ham and tells him he must go to the end of the world. And then we put our first event, the poor farmer and his wife set out for the end of the world, but they don't know where it is. The village people don't know, but they tell them to go north. So we're going to add a character up here, the shepherd. Because we were introduced to another character. And then we're going to add another event on our story map for what happened next in the story. So we know that they were walking around for a while. Let me share my screen here. All right. Oops. Okay. So, I mean, here they are. They are walking for days, weeks, and months, and people are giving them food and letting them sleep in their barns because they're kind and honest. And then they find the shepherd, and that's who directs them on where to go. So if I'm going to add an event to my story map at this point, I want to say that after they walk for months, The poor man and his wife find a shepherd who directs them to the end of the world. So I'm going to add that. So after walking many months, the poor man and his wife find a shepherd who directs them to the end of the world. We also know that he says that they can sell the ham and should ask for a hand mill in return. So I'm going to also write that because that seems pretty important and very kind of odd sounding. So sell the ham and should ask for a hand mill in return. Okay, so if you didn't get all that down, you can always pause the video and put it on there. You can take as much time if you pause the video. So let me share my screen here. So think about this question. Why do people help the poor man and his wife as they walk to the end of the world? Okay, well, we just read that people help them walk to the end of the world because they are kind and honest. Okay, so let's look at our questions. The first one says, how did lords and ladies feel about the ham and how can you tell? Number 2 is a multiple choice. So the lord of the castle gives the handmill to the poor man because A, he feels sorry for the poor man. B, it takes up too much room in the castle. C, he does not realize what it can do. Or D, it is broken and worthless to everyone. And then 3 says, what happens after the poor man gets the handmill? So pay attention to after he gets it when you read. And then the next question says, the theme of this story might be that kindness and honesty are rewarded. What clue tells you this? So once again, you're going to be providing evidence from the text for this. You're going to be reading pages 20 to 27 on your own. If you're watching the video, we're going to be doing it as a class if you're on the Zoom lesson. And let's see. We'll go ahead and look at our word power. Sometimes more than one word can mean the same or almost the same thing. These words are called synonyms. Learning synonyms helps us define words, make connection among words we know, and become better speakers and writers because we can use a greater variety of words. So if I look at these sentences, you may start the test. What's another word for start? Begin. Brian likes to get letters in the mail. So what's another word for get? Receive. Okay, and here's a few more that you can practice at home, like enjoy, throw, toss, lead, guide, chair, seat. All right, that's our lesson for today. We've been talking about themes, synonyms.